Like, are you in full deep into the college thing and like rooting for the teams and showing up for the games and all that?
Yeah.
That's part,
yeah.
It comes with the territory.
Yes. Like you become immediately like, this is my entire life.
After more than a decade of love, Julia Roberts is now walking through one of the hardest phases of her life. Her once unshakable bond with her husband, Danny Moder, is facing a test no one saw coming. One that goes far beyond rumors or fading affection. Behind the smiles and red carpet moments, something more serious seems to be unfolding. Whispers of trouble are growing louder. But how true are they? And will Julia and Danny find the strength to get through this trying time together? Join us as we discuss the emotional events surrounding Julia Roberts' personal life. Before the calm. Before Julia Roberts found steady love, her relationships were full of ups and downs. As one of the biggest names in Hollywood, her dating life often made headlines. She had been engaged, walked away from weddings, and was known for whirlwind romances that didn't last. While her career was thriving, her love life was anything but settled. In 1992, things were looking quite different when she met singer-songwriter Lyle Lovett while filming The Player. Lyle, raised in a tight-knit family in Texas, had built a solid music career. He studied journalism at Texas A&M University before releasing his first album in 1986. Known for his unique sound and strong storytelling, he had a calm, thoughtful personality that stood out in the entertainment world. Julia and Lyle connected quickly. Their bond was unexpected, but strong. Julia's lively nature and Lyle's quiet, artistic approach seemed to click. In June 1993, just a year after meeting, they got married in a small ceremony in Marion, Indiana. The wedding surprised many, as their personalities and lifestyles appeared very different. Still, they seemed committed and hopeful. But soon, challenges emerged. Both were busy with their careers, Julia filming around the world, and Lyle touring for music. The time apart became difficult to manage. Their different schedules and ways of life caused growing tension. Despite their efforts, the gap between them widened. In March 1995, they announced their separation. The divorce was finalized later that year. There was no public drama. Both moved on quietly. Julia continued to take on major film roles, becoming one of the highest-paid actresses in the industry. Lyle returned to his music, continuing to write, record, and perform. However, their short marriage had a lasting impact on Julia. It forced her to focus on her choices and what she really wanted in a relationship. She later shared how the experience shaped her outlook and helped her focus more on her own needs and peace of mind. Then she met Daniel Moder, and her perspective on love totally changed. What made it different from her previous relationships and marriages? From set to soulmates. Julia Roberts and Danny Moder's love story began in 2000. But unlike most Hollywood romances, it didn't start under perfect circumstances. At the time, Roberts was in a long-term relationship with actor Benjamin Bratt, while Moder was married to celebrity makeup artist Vera Steinberg. Their paths crossed on the set of The Mexican, where Roberts starred and Moder worked behind the camera as a cinematographer. Despite being involved with other people, something about their connection stood out. Working side by side, they built a quiet understanding that grew deeper over time. Film sets often bring people closer through long hours and intense teamwork, and for Roberts and Moder, this shared experience planted the seeds of a lasting relationship. Things didn't move quickly or without thought. Their early bond remained private and professional, but by June 2001, Julia and Bratt had broken up, and soon after, Danny's marriage ended. These changes didn't happen lightly. Both Roberts and Moder took time to end their previous relationships before moving forward. It was a complicated start, but not rushed or careless. As the dust settled, their relationship naturally deepened. What began as a strong friendship turned into something more serious. Away from the public eye, they quietly built a connection based on shared values, mutual respect, and a desire for a simple, meaningful life. Unlike many celebrity couples, they avoided the spotlight, choosing instead to keep their growing romance private and grounded. On July 4, 2002, Julia Roberts and Danny Moder made their relationship official. They chose to get married on Independence Day, a personal declaration of commitment and freedom from past chapters. The wedding wasn't held at a luxury venue or in front of cameras. Instead, they married at Julia's ranch in Taos, New Mexico, surrounded by close friends and family. The wedding didn't make headlines for extravagance, but for its simplicity. Since then, Roberts has often credited Danny for bringing calm and balance into her world, calling him her rock and anchor. They've faced the usual pressures of life in the public eye, but they've managed to stay strong, which sparked public curiosity. How did they achieve such a bond? Still going strong. In Hollywood, where many marriages end as quickly as they begin, Julia Roberts and Danny Moder have managed something rare. Married for over 22 years by 2024, their relationship has quietly become one of the most admired in the entertainment industry. Ever since they tied the knot in 2002, they've stayed close. While many celebrity couples live in the spotlight, these two chose a different path. They built their family life on privacy and simplicity. Even though Julia is one of the world's most famous actresses, she rarely speaks about her relationship in public. When she does, it's always with a quiet pride and deep appreciation for the life they've built together. Their bond has remained strong, not because life has been perfect, but because they've handled it together. Raising 3 kids and balancing 2 demanding careers, they've found ways to stay connected. Friends and fans often point to their marriage as a sign that real love can still exist in showbiz. In a world filled with drama and short-term romances, Julia and Danny's quiet commitment shines. People often say they have the most down-to-earth relationship in Hollywood. That's because they don't use their marriage for attention. They don't post daily photos or do joint interviews. Instead, they protect their family life and focus on what really matters, being good partners and parents. That choice has helped their love grow stronger over time. They've worked together on a few projects, and Julia has mentioned that she feels calm and at peace when Danny is nearby, even on a hectic set. One of the reasons their relationship has lasted is that they've always shared the same values. They care about honesty, loyalty, and keeping their family grounded. Despite having the money and fame to live however they want, they've kept things simple. They've raised their children away from the constant spotlight and focused on giving them a normal childhood. In 2024, they celebrated 22 years of marriage. While many couples in their industry separate after just a few years, Julia and Danny continue to grow together. Their love story shows that it's not about grand gestures or fancy events. It's about showing up for each other every day in small and meaningful ways. Is keeping their marriage out of the spotlight the only reason their bond seems unbreakable? Or is there something more to it? The quiet strength. What really keeps them strong is the simple, steady way they care for each other behind the scenes. Their love is grounded in shared values, mutual respect, and a deep focus on family life. From the beginning, Julia and Danny made it clear that their relationship wasn't about fame or attention. They rarely talk about each other in public and don't post much on social media. Instead, they've built their bond slowly and quietly. Their connection has grown stronger because they treat each other with kindness and listen to each other's needs. They've faced the ups and downs of busy careers, but they always find ways to stay connected and make time for what matters most, each other. The couple's greatest strength lies in how they handle everyday life. They don't rely on big moments to prove their love. It's the little things, like supporting each other's work, spending time together at home, and making family the center of their world, that keep their marriage healthy. Their relationship shows that real love doesn't need to be loud. It just needs to be real. One of the biggest milestones in their marriage was becoming parents. Julia and Danny are raising 3 children together, twins Hazel and Phineas, and their youngest son, Henry. Having a family changed everything for them, bringing them even closer. Parenting isn't always easy, especially when you're in the spotlight. But Julia and Danny made a choice early on to protect their kids from the public eye. They've done their best to give their children a quiet, stable life away from the chaos of Hollywood. That means fewer photos, fewer interviews, and lots of quality time at home. This decision shows how much they value their children's well-being and privacy. It also highlights how closely Julia and Danny work together as a team, always thinking about what's best for their family. Being parents is clearly a big part of who they are. They share responsibilities and celebrate the joys of raising kids together. Whether it's helping with homework, planning family trips, or just sitting down for dinner, they've built a family life full of love and care. This shared purpose has helped strengthen their marriage in a lasting way. Over the years, Julia and Danny have proven that lasting love isn't about grand gestures. It's about showing up for each other every day, staying loyal during tough times, and finding joy in the ordinary. Their quiet, steady way of living and loving is what has made their marriage work for more than 2 decades. Through it all, they've stayed true to the but is it just their shared values at home that keep them going? Or does their bond thrive even more because they work so well together on set, working in sync? Julia Roberts and Danny Moder have built a life together that's not just full of love at home, but also built on teamwork on set. Over the years, the actress and cinematographer have worked on 6 films together, showing that their connection goes far beyond their personal relationship. This professional partnership has added another layer to their bond, one built on creativity, trust, and mutual respect. Their roles may be different, Julia in front of the camera and Danny behind it, but they share a clear passion for storytelling. Working on the same set gives them the chance to understand each other's pressures and challenges. Unlike many couples who live separate professional lives, Julia and Danny have the benefit of seeing each other's talents in action. They understand the hard work, long hours, and emotional energy that go into filmmaking, which helps them support each other in meaningful ways. Being able to work together while still maintaining their personal balance shows a deep level of trust. It takes patience and understanding to collaborate professionally and still keep a relationship healthy. For Julia and Danny, it seems to work well. They've found a way to blend their work and home lives without letting one hurt the other. When they share creative wins or deal with professional setbacks, they do it together, side by side. That kind of connection strengthens not just their working dynamic, but their marriage too. Their ability to move between life on set and life at home so smoothly shows how closely their worlds are connected. For them, it's not about choosing between love or career. It's about building both together. This shared journey through work and life has made their relationship even stronger and more grounded. Another key part of Julia and Danny's lasting bond is their choice to keep most of their life private. In a world where celebrity relationships are often made public for clicks and headlines, the couple has chosen a quieter path. They rarely talk about each other in interviews and don't share much on social media. Instead, they focus on keeping their world safe from the noise of fame. This choice has protected their relationship from outside pressure and constant judgment. It gives them space to grow and stay connected without distractions. And when they do appear together in public or mention each other, it's special and sincere. Their rare glimpses into their life carry more meaning because they're not shared every day. By staying out of the spotlight, Julia and Danny have shown that love doesn't need to be on display to be strong. Their actions speak louder than any headline. They've built a quiet, steady relationship based on real connection, not outside approval. Whether working together on films or raising a family behind closed doors, they've found what works for them, and they've stuck to it. But while they guard their privacy closely, what do the rare glimpses we do see reveal about the depth of their bond? A peek into their private life. Julia Roberts and Danny Moder have always preferred to keep their love story behind closed doors. But every now and then, Julia gives the world a small, heartfelt glimpse into their life, reminders that her love for Danny remains deep and unwavering. These rare moments are never flashy or attention-seeking. Instead, they are quiet, sincere, and all the more powerful for it. One such moment came on July 4th, 2024, when Julia shared a sweet photo on Instagram, kissing her husband on their 22nd wedding anniversary. She didn't write a long caption, just 2 words, 22. Simple but strong. That image and those few words spoke volumes. Fans who followed their journey appreciated the rare peek into their marriage. It's not about showing off, it's about sharing something real. Though Julia rarely opens up about her personal life, she's made it clear that Danny and their family mean everything to her. On occasion, like during a Today Show interview, she's talked about the joy her family brings her. Those brief mentions, along with the occasional anniversary tribute, show that behind her fame is a woman who truly treasures her marriage. But being in the spotlight hasn't always been easy. In a 2018 interview with Oprah for Harper's Bazaar, Julia admitted how painful it can be to see false stories about her marriage in tabloids. She recalled being in a grocery store with Danny and their kids and spotting a magazine headline claiming trouble in their relationship. "It can still hurt my feelings," she confessed. "I'm so proud of my marriage." She had good reason to be. At the time, they had just celebrated their 16th wedding anniversary. Now, over 2 decades later, that pride hasn't faded. Despite all the rumors, pressure, and public speculation, Julia and Danny have held on to what truly matters, each other. What makes their love so lasting is not grand statements or constant public appearances. It's the steady, private commitment they've built together over the years. They've raised 3 children and shared both personal and professional lives without letting fame tear them apart. And when Julia does choose to show her love publicly, it always feels genuine. In a world where celebrity relationships often feel short-lived or overly polished, Julia and Danny's love story stands out. It's grounded, it's real, and it's clear that they've found something rare, peace and joy in a life shared quietly, out of the spotlight. But after recent rumors, some are beginning to wonder if their low-profile marriage is more about protecting personal struggles than guarding their privacy? Could they be hiding growing tensions behind closed doors, holding on through the storm? Julia and Danny's marriage might not be totally different from other Hollywood romances. Reports have suggested that their relationship is currently facing serious challenges. The couple, once known for their quiet and steady love, is now working to keep their bond strong amid major life changes. One of the biggest shifts in their lives is how and where they live. According to Yahoo Entertainment, Danny's love for surfing and his connections in the entertainment world led the family to move back to Malibu from San Francisco. The move hasn't been easy. Living in Los Angeles again has brought adjustments, and the couple is said to sometimes stay in separate homes. They've been living more independently, which has sparked concern among fans and sources close to the couple. Their children, Henry, now 17, and twins Hazel and Phineas, both 19, are becoming more independent, giving Julia more freedom to focus on her career. And she's not slowing down. With successful films like Ticket to Paradise, alongside George Clooney, and Leave the World Behind, produced by Barack and Michelle Obama, Julia's presence in Hollywood is as strong as ever. She's taken on more roles and appears to be embracing this new chapter in her professional life. At the same time, Danny is reconnecting with his beach friends and work contacts, returning to familiar roots in the film industry. While they're both thriving individually, it's created distance between them as a couple. Balancing demanding careers with their changing personal life is proving to be a challenge. Despite the current strain, there's no talk of giving up. Sources say both Julia and Danny are committed to working through this rough patch. They're facing an empty nest phase, just as their marriage is going through big changes. It's a critical time that requires honest reflection and effort from both sides. What remains clear is that their shared history still matters to them. After more than 2 decades, they understand the importance of working together, even when hard times arise. Their love story has weathered challenges before, and now they're hoping to find common ground again. While the future remains uncertain, their dedication to each other gives hope that they can rebuild the harmony they once had. Whether it's through more time together, a fresh understanding, or simply weathering the storm side by side, Julia Roberts and Danny Moder are clearly not ready to let go. Do you think their marriage is truly on the line? What could have resulted in them living separately? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.